again, Ms. Lake, I'd love your commitment to work with this committee, work with Congress to enact those reforms and share the information and what you're thinking.
Absolutely. It would be wonderful to work with you and to effectuate the president's executive order to reduce this agency down in size so that it's lean, mean, and effective. And I think it is effective. We were able to get information out into and translated into Farsi as to what was happening. We were able to get President Trump's address translated live as it was happening. You don't need a massive staff. This is the only newsroom in the world that hasn't seen cutbacks because we don't need to have massive newsrooms.
Again,
15,000
right
people.
now, what I worry about, though, is we've let go of all this staff, and it isn't happening, and it's only happening.
We haven't let go of all the staff, actually.
Gentleman's time has expired.
By the way, can I just mention something? I want to show you the newsroom, one of the newsrooms over at VOA. I don't know if you can see this. Empty. It's kind of a Where's Waldo. Can you spot the one person in there?
Not from here.
One person in the newsroom. And I know you're probably saying, yeah, thanks a lot, Kari. No, this was actually back during the Biden administration. I didn't hear any complaints coming from anybody when nobody was showing up for work at VOA, when one person was showing up in the middle of the week. One person showed up. And nobody on this committee, no Democrat said, why is there only one person in that newsroom? We need to get more people in the newsroom to get the story out. Nobody was showing up for work. And now that we are actually right-sizing an agency that has been bloated out of control and has never been right-sized, even though newsrooms all across this country.
Mr. Chairman?
Now going to recognize myself for 5 minutes of questioning.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, unanimous consent, just for clarification. Was that in the middle of COVID, by the way?
This was last November. So I think COVID was over.
Good question.
But the elections were, maybe it had something to do with the elections.
Well, I think you'd want to be in there if there was an election. This is the middle of the week in November. I've been in newsrooms, they're actually really full during an election. But I know this newsroom was ready to attack President Trump. They were doing ads for Joe Biden. They were literally running Joe Biden ads.
Mr. Chairman?
And attacking President Trump.
Whose time is this?
Well, Mr. Keating just wanted a moment to ask a question, so I think she's responding to that.
I think it's
You're welcome
cutting
for
into
giving
your
more
time, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome for giving more time to your side. Appreciate more questions like that.
Mr. Chairman, like the gentleman, I have a clarification question.
Please.
If it was the middle of November, then to the gentleman's point, it was after President Trump had won, and those people were out because they were in mourning, because they were so partisan that they wanted to not be there. And I think he made a very good point, and I thank the gentleman.
We digress.
Can I actually just respond to that really quickly?
I am actually going to recognize myself for 5 minutes now, as much as it's been a fun exercise with everybody.